On today's episode of The Happy House,
The Happy House is in New York City. Taxi!
we're taking you inside Toy Fair, something most people never get to experience.
Taxi!
I'm at Evolution, one of my very favorite spots in New York City. I'll take you inside.
Taxi! Learn how to make a raincoat and other clothes for your pet. It's easier than you think. I got a taxi. You'll want to stay tuned. The Happy House is in New York City. Woo!
Here we go now.
Taxi! 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 I obviously need this taxi. I got a taxi.
All right, we're here. We're at Toy Fair. This is so exciting. Every year the toy industry has a Toy Fair. This is where store owners, vendors, inventors, distributors, and everyone who loves toys gathers to find out what's new and exciting in this fun, fun world. Like puppets. Like animal friends.
Whoa, where you going with that, man?
Stop right there, man.
Things are gonna get a little cleaner at the Happy House.
I did it!
You did it! Very good.
For sandbox fun inside. Perfect. Wooden toys are a timeless classic and should be part of every child's toy assortment. Melissa and Doug have sold over 1 million of this stacking wooden train. That is amazing.
So ages 3 and up, right? And happy. Only 3 takes.
Stop it! My very favorite thing about Toy Fair is seeing all of the new calico critters. They are my guilty pleasure. The 7-seater, the whale slide, the pirate ship, the cat family. This poor little guy broke his leg. Country nurse to the rescue. The cuddle bear family, the goat family, and the nurse. She makes it all better. We've got our dentist, and of course our country doctor. I need it all. Oh my god, that's too funny. Becky, eat the corn. Becky, eat your corn.
Okay, I need some pepper.
Yummy. How's your Toy Fair going this year? No comment.
Okay, I am rolling whenever you're ready.
I'm amazing. Just kidding. All right. See, look, she's like, I don't want to be interviewed. It's like, you're amazing. Yeah. Okay. I might need some lessons. I love this Style Me Up Chalk It Out hair chalk set. First of all, I love it because it works on light and dark hair, and you get stencils to actually create designs with chalk on your hair. This is a winner. This nail kit is the perfect gift or birthday party activity. It includes a nail dryer, polishes, nail decals, nail pens. It's so much fun and so much to do. Who would not love it? This is so cool.
Now let's see your nails.
I don't have any nail polish.
I know, that's why I said let's see them.
Polished to perfection. Aqua beads are a fun craft and great for fine motor. You simply pick a design, put your beads on the template, spray with water, and they stick together.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm at Melissa and Doug, one of my favorite toy companies, and they have invented something that I actually cannot believe. It is called mess-free glitter. And voila! I have a fun sticker covered with glitter and no mess. Action! The best dinosaur of the show, and a guinea pig, very low maintenance. All right, we've accomplished something pretty impressive. We have gained access to the top secret Lego booth, and we're gonna get a sneak peek at all of the new Lego items. What is this?
So what's new in Friends this year is a lot of focus on travel and tourism and pop stars. So the LEGO Friends are very talented this year, and they're, as you can see, we have an expandable pop star tour bus.
That is ridiculous.
Yes.
I love it. I'm at the Yaxo booth at Toy Fair with the founder and president of Yaxo, Jeff Friedland Nelson.
It works with paper towel rolls and toilet paper tubes and cereal boxes. So not only is it creative, but it's also a great way to teach kids to be resourceful and to look at the house as a source of materials to have creative fun.
I'm at the Amazing booth at Toy Fair. They have taken science to the next level and made it extra fun for kids.
You know, what we're trying to do is just something that's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Now we just sit back and wait.
I feel a little nervous right now.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
And so now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to push the button and the 5,000 nails will start to rise, and hopefully it doesn't puncture you. Oh. Are you okay?
Yes. You teach kids that. Whoops.
All right, you know what? That wasn't silly enough.
I'm at Evolution, one of my very favorite spots in New York City. Coming up next, I'll take you inside. I'm at Evolution in New York City, and this store is amazing. I'm here with Julie Stevens, who is the business manager and actually the daughter of the founder of this store. And it is full of all kinds of amazing, I guess I would call them artifacts or curiosity. I love the term curiosities. And I just want to learn more about how this store was created. How did this all start?
Well, my father opened the store in 1993. Collecting these types of items had always been a passion for him, so it kind of grew out of his own hobby. And he was in photo retouching for many years, and he decided to move on from that industry and thought, you know, what better to do with his collection than to open a store. So when he opened the store, it was basically 5 boxes of his own stuff that he put on the walls and on the shelves. And we had a couple cousins manning the register, and it kind of grew from there.
I love that, because creating a business out of your, what's the expression, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Exactly. So I mean, basically that's what happened. So where do you get all of these items from?
We have a network of hundreds of suppliers from all across the world. We travel several times a year to trade shows and gift shows. And we just have, some of the most unique and interesting suppliers, small family businesses usually, who are just as passionate about this stuff as we are.
And what I love when you say curiosities, what I love about this store is a lot of the items in here are kind of scientific, are scientific in nature. And I have a junior scientist at my house, and he loves all these things. He's curious about them. So basically, you're educating as well as feeding that curiosity.
Yeah.
Do you get who primarily comes in here to shop? What kind of customer do you see?
Well, we see all kinds of people. We do have a lot of kids. We have a lot of, tweens. That sort of like age group is very, very usually excited to be here. Parents obviously buying for kids. And, we do a lot of business with home decorators, interior designers. We also have a small network of high-end collectors. We also do business with museums and educational institutions. So it kind of runs the gamut.
It really does. That's a lot of different customers, actually.
We try to have a little something for everybody.
When I've been in here before on a weekend, it has been packed.
It's wall to wall.
And a lot of people shopping for birthday parties and things like that, which I think is a really great idea with the items you have here. So tell me about the variety of items you have.
Well, we have a bunch of different categories of items. Probably our main sort of signature item is our framed insects and other arthropods, which we all make in-house. We have our own framing department, our own entomologists and fabricators who make these wonderful creations. So we have a small manufacturing studio where we create these items. That's one of the big things that we do. We also have a huge fossil and mineral collection. We have beautiful taxidermy, home decor items. We have a selection of jewelry and toys for kids.
That's amazing. So talk to me more about the insects and, butterflies, the framing of that. How does that all happen? How does it work? Where do you get the butterflies from?
The butterflies and other insects are usually imported from overseas, from everywhere, every continent, Africa, South America, Europe and Asia, really everywhere, and a few from the U.S. and Canada as well. And they're just some of the most beautiful specimens that you would ever see. And then the frames are actually made in upstate New York by my uncle, who has a small carpentry studio. And so he makes all of the frames by hand out of ash. And they're assembled here in our studio, which is across the street from the store.
I think one question people would have, and one of the questions I first had when I came into the store, is I see all these insects and butterflies and wondered if sort of how they came to be here, and whether or not they're being I don't want to say harmed, but I just think that's a really interesting question when people see the things here, and if you value life and sort of are thinking about that thing, I think people are curious about that.
No, that's a question that we get all the time, and all of the items that you see have been harvested responsibly and ethically, and of course within all laws and regulations. So that's the first thing. About the insects in particular, the story behind that is quite interesting. So the places that they come from are usually from very impoverished communities, and farming these insects is typically a great source of income and independent sort of business for families and communities in places like Papua New Guinea and Brazil and Peru and Indonesia. So all of these places, have native populations that are struggling economically, and this provides a responsible, eco-friendly way for them to support their families.
That's really interesting. I just want to be clear that this store really celebrates life and appreciates all of the beauty of nature and life, really. I mean, it's so great.
Everything that we have and that we display with care and with respect, and the idea behind that is to share parts of nature that people who live in cities like we do would never be able to encounter. And in fact, it usually sparks imaginations, and it sparks an interest in science and conservation, and it really has that effect, especially on young people.
That's really important. So thank you so much for helping us with this interview and welcoming us into your space. I love this store, and my son hasn't been able to come here, but I know he would be so excited to see all these things.
Well, we do have a website, so even if you're not in New York, you can always visit us, theevolutionstore.com, and we ship all over the world. So
Thank you, Julie.
you're welcome.
Coming up next on the Happy House, learn how to make a raincoat and other clothes for your pet. It's easier than you think. I'm at Deep Pet Hotels today in Chelsea, New York, and I am with Ada and her amazing dog, Margarita. Hi, Margarita. And we are going to learn how to make clothes for our pets.
Yes, a basic raincoat.
A basic raincoat
Yes.
for a pet. So first of all, I want to ask you how you started making these clothes or these raincoats for pets.
I started around 2004 when I got my first Chihuahua. I'm a big Chihuahua fan. And then by 2008, I was very much involved into this. You know, I come from a generation of seamsters and tailors. And then in 2008, I joined the Institute of Fashion and Design here in New York City, FIT. And then I took the certificate in pet product marketing. I thought that it would be fun for your viewers to make a raincoat, for a basic raincoat for your dog, because it's something that they can use on any season.
Yes.
And then they can use it to go to the park or any, you know, daily wear use.
So how do we get started? What do we need?
Well, first we need the doggy. Okay. And then so that's
Step
why we
one,
have
we need a
Margarita
dog,
here
yes.
with us today. Okay, she's gonna serve as our model. And then
Margarita, you're a very pretty model.
well, when you have a dog, okay, just like with people, you're going to check two things. You're going to check on the coat, if they have long hair or if they have short hair. That is going to affect the type of fabric that you're going to use. And then the color of that coat. You want the doggy to be enhanced, to get attention and to look, you know,
Well, obviously,
fashionable.
yes, yes.
So, for example, you can see Margarita has a light pink t-shirt on her, because if I use darker colors, they won't show.
Kind of not, yes.
Yeah, they won't show well, okay? So to do the raincoat, you can go to your local fabric stores, of course, okay, or even to your hardware stores and get vinyl. And in there, you're gonna see that they have them in clear, or they come in prints, they come on this side. So I have some in here to give an example.
Okay, this almost feels like a vinyl tablecloth or something, but it's got...
Actually, it is.
It is?
It is, so you can recycle.
Okay, that's great.
Well, I love that one because it had those like French print with the lilies on it.
Yes, it's
so
pretty.
the design can look very current. The next step, of course, you need to have the tools. So we had your measuring tape, you have scissors, you have pins, and of course you need a sewing machine.
Okay.
You cannot do this without a sewing machine.
Right. But it seems like, based on what I'm seeing, it seems like a very simple...
It's very easy. What I want you to do is that you're gonna get your doggy, okay? You're gonna measure around the collar of your dog, how many inches all around the circumference, okay?
So like 9 inches.
Neck, 9 inches.
Okay.
The length from the base of the neck to the base of the tail.
From here to here.
Yes.
And that's probably around 10 inches, actually.
Around 10, so we have 9 inches neck and 10 length, and now around the girth.
And around 13 inches.
13, so we have neck 9, length 10, and chest 13.
Yes.
What you do is that you're gonna take fabric and you're gonna fold it, right?
Yes.
And then you're gonna get...
So I'm gonna fold it in half, so I'm actually...
Well, yeah, I mean, the fabric is gonna look like the whole piece. It's not gonna be cut. So it's like a whole piece of fabric, okay? And you're gonna fold it. When you do that, okay, you're going to remember that the measurements of the chest, we're gonna start with the chest first. Her chest was 13.
So this is gonna be 6.5 then, or actually add for seam allowance, probably.
It's going to be less because the coat doesn't go all around the body. It's gonna have a couple of strips that is gonna hold the Velcro together, kind of an apron. You're going through the chest first, so you cut the width.
How do I know how much to deduct for just the top of the coat?
You have to give underneath for the dog around 3 to 4 inches.
Got it.
Oh, depending on the size too.
Okay.
Like on her case, 2.5 inches because she's so small. And then so you go and cut it, and then when you finally cut, it's going to look something like this. This is how it's going to look like.
All right, so that's, it almost looks like a baby's bib.
Yes, yes, and you're gonna need 2 pieces, and this is where it becomes fun. You can use 2 different fabrics, or you can use the same fabric. I always like to use 2 different type of fabrics to make it fun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if it's summer, you can use a cotton, but if it's winter, you can use some type of a fur material, so it helps as a coat to help with the weather.
Okay, so then next it looks like you've pinned the 2 fabrics together.
Well, then you take the 2 fabrics together, and then you sew it, okay, and then you're going to reverse it now. You can reverse it,
All
okay?
right, so we've got this sewn, and then we're going to turn it. And I actually do a little bit of sewing at my own house, so I'm familiar with some of these concepts. But
so you're gonna end up with something like this,
yes,
all together, okay?
Yep.
And then very easy, you're just gonna get some Velcro strips, the one for sewing, not gluing,
Yep.
okay? Because you use the glue and they're gonna come out, and then you're going then to sew the Velcro into the strips on the chest area and on the neck area.
Okay.
Okay. So then you can close it on the doggy. Let's use Margarita as an example. Okay.
Margarita, we're
And
gonna
then
go
you
out
can
in the
close
rain.
that, and you can see this is the fabric that you like so much.
Yes.
The tablecloth.
And then you also, I noticed, sewn this little ring in here so that you can attach the leash right to the raincoat.
Yes, well, if you have extra fabric, you can do that. With the coats, you can see how nicely Margaritas have a color. You can just embellish it, and then you can add little caribou boas, or you can have little things to it to embellish it.
Is this
more.
for when Margarita feels kind of sassy?
When she is punk rock.
Ada, this has been so informational.
If you know how to paint, you can even make your own prints on the fabric.
Okay.
Just get painting, and you can do whatever design you want on the fabric. These things, you can also develop them, because this is just a little, one piece. You can add little skirts to it, and you will make dresses and things like that.
So cute. This has been so informational and lots of fun. I mean, you can make your dog really reflect the style of its personality.
Exactly, yes. We even have a YouTube video that is more detailed, that probably your viewers can look at, and then they'll have a better idea.
Perfect, we'll post the link.
Yes, thank
you so much, Ada. This has been fun and informational. To learn more about how to make your own pet clothes, visit our website and we'll hook you up with the link. Go ahead and try. I'm not good at catching bubbles, clearly.
There you go.
That's crazy. It's a smoke-filled bubble.
Isn't that cool?